and we're taking the photographs. Now the power board is right behind the door, so if you can take the photograph of the power board, maybe you're going to need to use your flash on all the photos, because the flash, otherwise it's dark. So what we're trying to do, now that's in the off position. Yep. So we're shutting that, and now we step back and get a photograph of where it is from a position point of view. So you're showing where it is. Once I figure it away. Yep. Beautiful. So we've moved in. Now what we've got the sliding door, and we've got a smoke detector. I'm talking just property me at the moment. Yeah. This is just to get a new. So we're going to work through from the front all the way through to the outside. So we'll take a photograph of that smoke detector. What we also want to do is take a photograph, probably where it's light, of what the lights are like, because those lights look a bit unique. It's not like a normal globe. So what you don't want to have is a tenant going in and trying to pull it out and damage it. So just take a photograph, maybe somewhere where it's bright, of what the lights are. In my unit, this keeps falling off. It's a pain in the ass. This is alright, they're very heavy. Okay, so now we've walked in. We'll do the bathroom last because it's a bit dark. So we've walked in through the kitchen. What I want you to do is want you to come around to the kitchen. So we're now taking it's a gas hob. So take a photograph of the gas.
It's the gas hob.
Try and turn it on first. See, remember we did last week? Try and turn it on.
Oh yeah.
Maybe put those down for now. We'll focus on the photos and we'll tick it back later on. No gas?
There's gas, but fire is not.
No power. Okay, so the igniter's not on. Alright, make sure you turn it back off again. So take a photograph of the hole, you've got that. Yep. Now, close you need to get a photograph of the brand. Do the same thing for the oven. And what we're looking for is trying to get the brand. And we also want to get the compliance plate. So open up inside. Do, wherever possible, try not to get yourself in the photograph. So we're now looking at the compliance plate. The compliance plate now is not ever going to be used until it's broken. But when it's broken, we will thank the person that took the photograph. Because gas smells, doesn't it? Is there a dishwasher along here? Yep, same thing, take a photograph of the dishwasher. Take a photograph, the plate as well. Okay, so what's underneath there? Is there a microwave as well, or not? No?
Cabinets.
No? Nothing else?
Cabinets.
Alright, so what we also need to do now, take a photograph of the sink and the tap. Because remember, these are the things that will go wrong. Sorry. And you remember I said last time, you don't have to do this, but if you can, just go in and make sure we tighten yes. Just, it costs nothing to do it. But as I was saying the other day, I think it might have been to Dave, if we had to get a plumber later on to come and do that, it's going to cost $200. If we can tighten it now, and we can't ask a tenant to do that. So if we can go in and just tighten it, do it in all the sinks, it's all fine. Okay, so now we're going to move through. We've got the desk, so we're taking a photograph of the little study desk. Yep. What we want to do is we want to take a photograph of the floor, so somehow we want to show that there's floorboards. So I'd probably stand there and just take a photograph of the flooring. Yep. Now we've got another smoke detector. So I take another photograph of another smoke detector. There's now two. Yep. What I would do as well is I'd come back and I'd take a photograph here of the smoke detector. Because if you've just got the ceiling and I'm sitting here 6 months from now looking at it, I've got no idea whether it's that one or this one. So you come back and you take another photograph. And remember, you cannot take too many photos. I would take a photograph of the heating system here. So if the heating system is in the ceiling, what does that tell you that there has to be? It's ducted, but what should there be somewhere else?
A panel.
A panel. Yeah, so we've got to find where the panel is. It might be at the front, but oh, there it is there. Okay, so I missed those. So I'll take a photograph of that bottom. So the top one, so we've got video. One of those is an intercom.
We just take it off.
Yep, yeah, take them together. Okay, so now what we're doing is we come into the living room. We've got the floor, we've got to take a shot. Maybe we'll move those things off the bench. And we'll take a photograph of the kitchen. And we're now seeing that it looks like it's obviously open plan. Yep. It would be much better if these photographs were. Yeah, you can go from an angle, yeah. It'd be much better if these photographs were lit. We had lights, but we don't. What I'd also do is I'd take some photographs underneath there, because that's your power points and your phone cables, your phone connections. And then in through here, we've got our TV points and Foxtel, so I take a photograph of those as well. Now we've got, by the look of it, this is 2 bedrooms plus a 3rd bedroom, or is it 3 bedroom? That's my 3rd.
I think it's a 2 plus a study.
That's actually plus, I'll just check that and see. It's got a road in it.
No row.
No row.
It's two and a study. Yeah.
I thought the window need to classify as a room.
No, because you've got natural light coming through the sliding wall. That's why they wouldn't be able to classify that as a room.
Oh,
so
okay.
this is a great property where you have, you know, when we talked about picking up the phone and saying to, we did the role play the other day, and Jimmy said, when Jimmy did the role play, and he said, I want somewhere for my parents to stay. This is a great apartment, 2 bedroom, but occasionally you could probably put somebody in there for 2 or 3 nights, or maybe a week. Yeah, they wouldn't live in there permanently, but you could do that. So it could be a study normally, and someone could certainly stay in there. So it's a 2 bedroom apartment, but if we're just looking through the list and say 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, but I need a 3, you would ordinarily not look at this. So this is the difference between a study or a study nook, a study desk. Study desk, study. Yeah? So it's really important that you understand the differences between that. Okay, we're going to the bedroom. The bedroom's got carpet. So there's another little desk over here. We certainly need to have the flash on in here.
Yeah.
Do you want someone else to hold your books, or just go and put them down? So we've got. Yeah. So the robes. Yeah. So it's a huge walk-in robe, a study desk, a study nook. So when I'm writing this ad, I would be saying this is certainly someone who could work from home. I would be promoting this as a wonderful place to work from home. Why? You've got an uninterrupted view which will never be built out. Can never be. The park's never going to be built out. You've got a little nook there. You've got study desk here. You've got a home office. You could certainly set that up as a home office. A wonderful balcony. 2 good-sized bedrooms by the look of it, and I'll have a look at the next one in a second. This has got a great walk-in robe. Bathroom's going to be hard to take a photograph of and have a look at. So whilst we're doing this, you should be walking around having a look for dirt. Yeah. So you want to try and get some photographs in there without yourself in the mirror, but please close the toilet seat. I don't want to be looking down into a toilet seat.
You guys might want to.
I'll get out of the way. Yeah. Thank you. Yep. Did you close the toilet seat?
Do you need more light?
So you haven't done the streamline in the floors. Okay, so now we're into the second bedroom. So they haven't obviously done anything on the floor. What did we say? We're going to roll down the blinds.
Yep.
Okay. Now remember the blinds here.
Yep.
So if we're in an apartment, an old apartment, if these cables are up here, that's okay. But if the cables are down low and they're not attached, by law, they have to be attached. So we need to get these little clips, these here, and it's got even a little sign on here for the babies. And it's because if a toddler was to get this caught around their neck, they can die, like a toddler has actually died. So we're going to roll this all the way down. We didn't do that in the other bedroom, but we need to do that. We need to go back in and check that. Okay, so the blind's good. Don't just, did you go all the way down?
Sorry?
Go all the way down?
No, I mean, I was thinking if we go all the way down, we don't have lines.
Sure, but just go all the way down so we can check the blinds. Because if the blind's broken, yeah, we want to check that, okay? That's all good. Now we're just going to roll it back up again. And we want to make sure that we roll the blinds open and close every one of them. If it's the verticals which go along, we want to slide them all out, turn them back, turn them forward, have a look, because sometimes there's damage on the other side, and a lot of times along the bottom, the little chains are broken. So we need to probably try and get those fixed. This becomes part of when we're doing our routine, routine and our ingoing and vacate, this becomes part of that process. If you don't fix it today, then the next time there's tenants there, it gets damaged more, then it's more and more and more. Eventually, good blinds have to be thrown away because they're continually getting damaged. So part of our job is to really look at preparing ourselves for how much damage can be done on the property over time that we should be addressing now. You know, whether it's carpet, whether it's some of the stains on the benches, those sorts of things, flooring, it's mainly carpet and window furnishings. So we'll have a look. What did we say last week about the tiles? Remember we said about the tiles? Yeah, so one of those will actually have to come up because I'll show you it's the same tile system. And we'll see if we can figure out where the drain is. But this is exactly the same thing. If the rain came through, it's not going to flood because there'll be drain underneath the tiles. And you can see that because it's at the same level as the tiles, and there's also the cracks. If the water came through, it's not going to pool. You know, a lot of balconies, they have one surface, and if the membrane underneath, do you guys know much about the balcony membranes or shower screen membranes? Do you know much? Yeah? So it's like a membrane, it's got like a rubber seal. Yeah, it's a rubber, like a latex seal, and that's the green. When you see the green in a bathroom, so all of that's waterproof. So the moment that one little pin goes in there, and then they put the tiles on top, you've now got a hole, and it can leak. Same with the balcony. So what happens is, if it leaks here, it'll leak up above. We've got concrete there, so there's a concrete slab all the way from the back. So the more you understand, the more properties you get into, the more you have to look at how they're built. Because even though you're in real estate, what we have to understand is building and construction more, so then we can figure out what's gone wrong. All good? We'll go to the next one. So the apartment looks a bit dirty. So you all along here, see the window, see the skirting? So they just haven't cleaned properly. So it doesn't look clean, and that's just along the skirtings all the way along. So we'll go to the balcony. When we come back in, we're going to pull this back down again. See it's dirty up there as well. So what we're looking for out here, often in a balcony you'll find that there'll be stains. So they might have had some furniture, say they had some of the brown wicker furniture, and when it gets wet it stains, or they might have hot plants, tables and chairs, or often what they'll have is cigarettes marks where they've stained it out here. If they've got a barbecue on a balcony, then they'll have barbecue oil maybe here and against the wall, that sort of thing. Okay, so what we're taking photographs of now is we've got a PowerPoint and a light outside here. The reason why the light, is that okay? Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the light out here is not going to light up much. We've got all of this space, there might be another light around the corner, and we've got one little light here. But I think I was saying to you the other day, Eddie, or maybe somebody else, the building construction now, all new buildings will have lights on the wall, not on the ceiling. Old places will have them on the ceiling. But in Queensland, a lady got up on the ceiling to change a light globe and fell over and died. So now, all new buildings have lights off to the side. They just won't put them up here anymore because people will just, it's too dangerous to